I don't have to hope when I'm doing other episodes, because if it fails, I just have to redo everything again, right? Let me go over and check, make sure we have sound as I usually do. And I come in here, get the other screen open where I can see you guys chat. All right, it looks like it's live, but I can't. I don't have to hope. Yep, there we go. All right, here we are. So, I was looking around, and one of the things I thought about was a few things, and I definitely want to get your guys' opinion if you thought about which direction we should have. We kind of have a decent number of projects, I think, between, well, two main ones and some little ones too. We got our railroad tracks that we can build now. We've got our expanded oil rigs, which will, eat up a bunch of effort. And then we have our clothing area. But I also was thinking about, I don't really remember making sure that we get the prefab panels and everything where they need to go, like make sure we're supplying them. And I clicked on this one, and it looks like we're not purchasing from here anymore, so we at least did this one. And then, oops, that's a vehicle. Hello, Xavier and Red Fox and Radomir. Welcome, guys. And so I don't know why we ended up, I guess we have 3 steel trucks ending up over here, so, which is fine. I guess that will help when it comes to doing this. Now, these guys should be getting their steel from across the river, which is less than ideal, but really in the testing, it doesn't make them, it's, having one in the middle of your construction far away from both is probably the least ideal, but it doesn't make that much difference. It's really about having the supplies near where you're doing the construction. So we'll just have to get by. But I noticed this guy wasn't doing anything too. So I thought, well, let's get him to, maybe he was working on some of this stuff on this side of the bridge. We do have plenty of steel. I just went and looked. And then this, let's see, can we find the power lines there? There they are. There you go. Where do they go to? Yep, good. Hello, Off the Rails. Welcome. And Mike Gannon, welcome. I saw some of your guys' chats earlier. So good. This will get, power over to here. And then I guess, oops, I lost this guy somehow. And we'll get him working to get us across the river. And then I guess he can work on the other side of the river too. Now we should have, let's just get him to do the, doesn't connect. Okay, we can work on that. That's enough construction for him. I'm just going to stick him over here for a minute. You know what? Let's play time. At least get it moving while we get warmed up and everybody gets in. I don't really want to make an extra road connection. Well, that's a pipe. Yeah, we could probably get through here. Yeah. There we go. Now it's connected. Good. Hopefully everything's connected. Yeah, so this guy's got, this construction office has got quite a few things to do. One of the things I thought about getting him to do, just to add it to his big pile, was to work on this construction office, because I was looking at the rails being built and thinking, boy, well, it'd be good to get them, I could get an extra train on here. Now the problem is, we couldn't really afford the other one, so there's maybe one of the first questions for you guys. These things are 200, oops, let's purchase supplies, 212,000. So do you think we should buy one of these right away and get 2 of these guys working? To me, that sounds like a pretty good idea. It would be nice to get 4 of them going, but definitely want to get some, now that we're building rails, one of the priorities will be getting connected to our exports, I think. And this guy is busy just working on this other track. And I definitely think we could do our bridges, would be another thing good to get done. And I was thinking about this. I was wondering if the road into town these rail bridges are more expensive than the road bridges, and I was thinking maybe we bring the road like permanently just this way, sort of, right? Instead of having it come down this way, and then have just a road bridge like right here over these tracks. Yeah, the balance definitely allows for it. I don't know that there's anything else we would do with the money as far as, we don't, we're not doing that much that we would be importing things. We got our own power now. That's probably the biggest concern when we were just having to buy power in all the time. Now, did we shut power off? I think we did. I think we're on our own power there. Yep, purchase 0. So we are self-sufficient, and that's a killer, because if we had ever run out of money, you run out of power, and you may never recover at that point, because if you can't get any money in, you're done. Now, I did also look over here. I know I'm jumping around a lot, but I figure the first few minutes are just get familiar with what was going on last week in case we forgot. And we're doing okay with our bitumen, and we still have a truck sitting here. So is this a fuel truck? Yeah, see, so we're not, we have enough fuel in our domestic supply. These two are our domestic supply. This is our stuff to be exported. Except we're just, we just want to keep an eye on it, make sure we keep enough. I think it was going up at the end of the last episode, and then that's one of the reasons we decided to build all these oil rigs and whatnot out here. So why don't we take care of designing a couple bridges here first thing, just so that our railroad tracks can go. And then we never really finished this, and do we want to keep with the busing over here, or do we definitely, I was thinking about, do we make another effort to see if we can get railroad tracks into here, as far as people going to work at these places here? Because I was thinking about it, we could, before I was thinking of a track here, but I think we could actually possibly put one, like a station just right up here. Yeah, just a small train platform. Right, just, well, that little road there doesn't matter too much. We can get that out of the way potentially. Yeah, like something like that. Because I think if we use our handy dandy substation measuring tool, it's only 188 to get to this one. Right, so I think we would be fine with them walking from there. And then the only issue becomes getting them off here. And here's where our track would come out of this station. Now, it doesn't have to go through this station. Or if it did, it could just sort of bypass through it. And then it could come over this track, which it looks like we would have enough room for a bridge there. Yeah, we get a little bit tight right in here. Either that or we just bring it up along here. Yeah, I definitely would want to try to put it into here, I think. We could redo these roads a little bit if we had to. Like this would certainly be, if we, we could redo the roads if we're going to kind of go all rail. Let's just see. Let's put these down. I'll give you guys a chance to, I'd probably have to put it a little further. It's not exactly straight, is it? Neither is the road. Right, and we'd twist, like this intersection would be in the way, but we could, yeah, this road doesn't need to be there at all. Then we have this track that's in the way of the passenger track, and then it would come back down through here and go back out kind of along with this one. This is a supply for clothes, so these would be our clothes factories here. And then trains that we would drive this stuff over there by truck, and then it would leave by train. There, what do you guys think of that? But that also just, I started talking about let's do bridges, but then we'd have this area here where we sort of have to get maybe another train station and decide what to do with. We should have people. Yeah, we put a train station here. Somehow we'd get past that substation right there and then get into here. What do you guys think? Any thoughts on what we should do? So while I'm waiting for you guys to, what I would like to do is probably, yeah, let's come up to, so I want to get a road bridge, because this will be fairly, there will be traffic up here pretty regularly, and I don't want to cause, and it is bus traffic too at this point. Now we will try to bring a rail in directly to the station. I've been told it works. So we'll see about getting people from here. So we won't, but we still need buses to go up to here. So I would like this to be a bridge, and I'm thinking, like, for the time being, we could do, even though it won't be ideal, a little bit of a bypass. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to have enough length to where this intersection is, so I might as well just do the bypass like this. And then, like I said, I think I'm going to mess with this road possibly too. So let's just do like this. All right, so the question is, yeah, let's see what we can't do for a bridge. And then do we have, I kind of hate to mess with, maybe we have a railroad bridge across to here, because that sort of looks like it would make more sense just because this is up on the hill. Be a little bit harder to get a road bridge in there. And then when it comes down, we have a road bridge over here. Well, the problem that I have with the buses, Xavier, is that they all get into traffic jams, and then they don't. Then it's like 1, 2, 3 buses right in a row. Like the third bus has like 2 people on it. Where the trains, you can make them be very spaced out. You know, like we could deliberately like not have any signaling from this spot here to a certain point. Like, you know, you could have no signaling from here, and it causes them to at least have a certain size. Heck, you could make a big loop around if you had to, just to slow them down and space them out, so you can control the trains and how frequently they run, and they don't get into traffic at that point. The efficiency of the steel mill. It's, you know, don't have that many people. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by efficiency. We are making steel, I guess, so that is efficient to some degree. If you mean the production, yeah, like not very high. I mean, we have a lot of room for improvement, and wouldn't worry about it too much until we get the tracks over here, which we're worried about. So let's go, you know what, why don't we go buy that train? I didn't hear too many. Yeah, yeah, we could definitely. Oh, that train depot. This guy, yeah, let's go ahead and buy a new vehicle. Boom, there goes a lot of our money. But now we can get this guy. What is the other? Okay, so he's going to work on this. Good. We'll see which direction he tries to go. And that'll use up a little more of our steel at that point. And then, yeah, these guys should be busy for a little while. Yeah. And then this guy over here, this construction office, is working on the clothing fabric factories. And we'll get it going. Yeah, as far as firing it up with buses goes, I mean, it's certainly possible. The trains will be quite expensive anyway. And we're kind of far off. Now, the other thing, we almost definitely probably shouldn't electrify the track. It'll cost us a small fortune. So I think we should, I realize I didn't put any fuel depots in anywhere. Yes, we are now on number 2 rail crane there. So good. I was just half a step ahead of you for a change, Steve. Usually you're a step or 2 ahead of me. So anyway, what is this guy doing? He's just kind of hanging out, isn't he? Well, we'll worry about him in a minute. So yeah, let's see about getting this design so that when we're ready to get our steel exported, we got this ready to go. We're not going to cause, traffic nightmare at that point. So let's, yeah, that's going to have to come around fairly close to here. So yeah, let's just, yeah, they'll be able to bypass this. So I'm thinking that here we do a road depot or a railroad bridge. What am I saying? Road depot. Where that came from. Let's cut back a little bit of this, enough where we think we can. Yeah, that road being at that angle is kind of a problem, isn't it? It's not that we couldn't make this happen, but yeah, let's get rid of more of this. That's just sort of a, yeah, as a matter of fact, let's get rid of it back up to here. Just because we can. For now, I'll leave that dirt road if it doesn't cause me a problem. Yeah, see, that's, you know what? Let's get rid of these trees. I can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I think we might have to get rid of the road temporarily. And I think that'll kind of work. But I don't think there's any way we can do this with the road in place. I think we're going to have to zigzag the road a little bit at least. Yeah, I think we should go with like maybe a double like that. And I have no idea if that's straight or not. But that was one of the straighter shots I ever made, as a matter of fact. Yeah, well, you like that? You won't. Yeah, you're not going to like it with that. Yeah, you know what? I can't get rid of that road until there's no vehicles on it, but I need to get rid of this. And they could go down this way for a minute. Yeah, let me get rid of this. I will take a look at the towns in a minute. Let's see what. There you go. Right, and then can I manage to duplicate that without? Right, is that matching? Yeah. There we go. And then we would, it's going to have to be kind of straight across. Right, and then let's see, can we get, let's see, can we do it from this other side a little better? No. Actually connected, which kind of surprises me. Let's see, can we go back and make it look a little bit better? Yeah, and then we would spin around this way. Yeah, I don't think I want to delete that piece. All right, not the world's greatest, but if we do have the option to go through there, and then we go take this guy. Can I? Yeah. There we go. So he should be attached once I reattach him up this way. so that our bypass will actually work by going through the other side of that bridge right there. All right, and then, yeah, I really question whether we're going to be able to get away with this. And Steve, just so you know, the towns, we have plenty of room to grow for at this point, and I don't think they have any needs, but we'll definitely take a look. There you go. At least go back to, like, say there. And I'm curious, well, we have the prefab, the brick bridges don't look like things could go underneath of them, really. The concrete bridges are fine, but let's see if we can't. I think that was 3. It's going to be too close. Yeah, see, it's too close. Let me just make sure I was on 3, because I kind of lost count, even though I'm almost certain I was. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it seems like that's kind of long. So a little bit of this I may end up. Yeah, I don't really want to destroy this because it's going to destroy the flow of things. So let's get. Okay, I guess you're. Yeah, right there. All right, so then now. That should be pretty good. Oop, what happened there? Is that kind of straight? No. See if the wire frame will help. Yeah, okay. Kind of like to get another, but that's not going to happen, is it? You know, I could see the day where we'd have another train track coming through. Now we could move this over a bit more. Yeah, I think that's what I'd like to do. Let's get another. Another temporary dirt road. All right, and then we're going to destroy this intersection. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to come down. Yeah, that's. Yeah, let's see. Will you come down from there? Without. Right, which kind of begs what we're doing here kind of seems dumb now too, doesn't it? All right. Yeah, and then you know what, we don't really need this road because they can drive around the other way. Let's just make that look a little more decent. Right, and then this, once we get done, we'll get rid of this. And I'm thinking this road, can I come off that way? Yeah. Won't let me do that, but you see what I mean? We could get that guy to come down here and around a little bit nicer. Then they would meet up like here. Yeah, I don't want to. I can't do that, or else it'll cut these guys off from their only way back and forth. But then once we get this built, they can get up and around that way. Does that sound reasonable? So, guy, what do you think of that? That's a bridge system. I was just looking through a couple of the chats. They're Legionnaire. I guess that's how you would say it. Hello. And Rotsko, welcome. All right, so let's see. Let me know what you guys think of this, if you have a minute before I commit to it and we start building it. So let's get over to Steve's comment about the. Yeah, we're doing okay on steel. We're kind of maxed out right this minute. Are we? Really, the big question would be: do we have enough over here? We have 3 trucks driving it over, and yeah, we're full. So now the question is, what do we got going on here? Yeah, the love of buses. Yeah, I don't know. They're probably holding up production over here. Now the question is, are we getting enough steel? I mean, these guys are just going to have to haul their own steel, which will be slow. But are these guys... We're not really getting enough gravel over to here. See, you go thinking you have a steel problem maybe, and maybe it's not. Now, why are you going... What is that excavator? Oh, you know what? He's probably he's driving over to work on this. Okay. Well, at least we know. Yeah, I think what I would do at this point is actually, we don't have an actual gravel issue, right? No. We have lots of gravel. You know what? We had a dumper that was just sitting in here doing nothing. Why don't we take these 2 dumpers and get them to... Oh, yeah, you know what? You need to change your home, don't you? Yeah, coming to here. We got quite a few fuel trucks taking up space. But we'll get them when they get reshuffled over to here. We'll get them to start hauling some gravel over to our rail construction guy all the way over here. How many trucks? They would have to come in here. And let's shrink some of this stuff. How many trucks do we... Cistern. No, we don't have... How are we getting gravel here at all? These are buses. Oh, because it comes in here. Duh. That's right. Yeah, so we have... Is that just 1 dumper? No, 2 dumpers. 2 of the bigger dumpers. But we'll put these 2 smaller ones on the job too. So really all we have to do is get one of these guys, right? And copy there. Yeah, let's go zoom in on this guy. Yeah, see, that's... You got to wait until they get to the thing. All right, so let's just pile up all these over here for a minute. So we'll get some more gravel on the job, because that will slow them down a lot from if they don't have enough gravel. Yeah, they can be 2 height, by the way, Xavier, but I like to make them 3, especially at times, like I think we're getting under this one because we did it as a 3. Like, you know, and I'm not sure that this made too much difference, you know what I mean? But to me, it also looks, it looks more appropriate, if you know what I mean? Like, it just, proportionately, I think it's lower, they look kind of dumb. Like not dumb, but they just look too low, like in my opinion. But I don't mind this too much. It's not the most horrible thing I've ever seen. It'll look a little better when we get rid of some of the extra stuff. Yes, we could talk about a prefab road bridge at some point. No doubt. I think let's see what happens with. Keep in mind too that once we get the rail going, we don't. Well, we'll have to see what we end up doing over here, right? Like, people have suggested building over here for whichever reasons. I'm not sure that it's my vote to build over here with all this pollution. Like, we'd be very limited to what we could do over here when there's just other towns and cities that are free of pollution and whatever. Like, I don't know that there's any particular benefit to building near here as opposed to like over here. Now, we did have a rule that we would only build near existing towns. But like, I would say, why don't we build here where we've got oil and we could do a lumber thing over here and plastics and all kinds of stuff. We don't have a river and pollution and everything right on top of us. We've got a lot more iron over here, if that does us any good. We have some more coal over this way. This is where Revergrad is, so I'm very familiar. This is where this farm is where Neuve Revergrad is in the regular series, so. Yeah, it seems like, it seems like that's bothering people a lot about the wooden bridge here, so we can do that. Let's see. Let's do this next then. I guess I should have turned off that wire. Okay, wait. First, does anybody have any comments about this? Yeah, my only thought about the wooden bridge. We'll get committed. That's what I wanted to do before I start doing the other bridge that I wanted to do. And let's go to more fast forward time. We've spent enough time. I usually like to just spend 15 minutes while people are getting in the door type thing. All right, so now we're going fast. All right, so let's. We don't need this, do we? Let's get rid of that one little bit, and then we'll commit to these things. Like, we don't need this bit or that bit. And yeah, we should leave that just so they can get over to across to here for now. So let's commit. And I think it's just that and the railroad tracks and commit. And then let's get this guy since he's pretty close. I think the first thing to do is to get that. Well, I guess get whatever you can built because you're kind of limited. Yeah, we won't build that stretch just yet because we may redo it. And then if we get that stretch redone, that'll be good. Well, heck, we can give him a lot of stuff. He can get at it from both sides. And then this we need to deal with. Let's just deal with this real quick. Yeah, we'll do that instead. So we'll take this back. Right. Commit to that. Okay. There we go. So now we're working on that. Eventually we'll work on the actual bridges and railroads. And let's see, our truck should be over here now. One of them is. I wonder where the other one went. Where's the other truck? Okay, there you are. Really, you? Okay. Not sure what he let's, I don't know. Huh. I don't know. There's no depot over here, is there? No. Alright, so we got to come back to this depot. Clicking on them really messed them up, didn't it? Alright, well, let's get this other guy started then. I don't think, did I click on starting him? I don't think I told him to go start his thing. He was moving along and I clicked the copy thing, I thought, and then it didn't really work because it only put the one in there. So then, anyway. All right. What I was going to do, before we talked about that bridge, what I'm thinking of is that bridge really in the best location? Right? Like, if like instead of just replacing this one where it comes from all the way over here, why wouldn't we come over this way more? Right? If we're going to build a whole new bridge, like why not put one where it's sort of in the middle of the cities? So that if we did decide to go over there in the long run, now keeping in mind that we're really, again, I don't know, are we going to build anything over here as far as this city goes? And if so, what? And, you know, I think we agreed that we would wait on deciding that, or at least I said, I don't know if anybody agreed or not, but we would go put in a pollution monitoring over here and then see how far the pollution went and sort of make a decision from that point. But with that in mind, what I'm thinking of is I would like to get these railroad tracks going this way. So what I'm thinking of is if we were to do that, that would be, we wouldn't need that crossing at all, right? We could just get rid of this road. So we would then take a road here. No, you won't let me do that, will you? Yeah, can we do like, yeah, it's going to be too, yeah, it's not going to like that. That's all right. We might have more railroad tracks going in there one day anyhow. Yeah, let's make it sort of parallel the railroad tracks, and then let's build the bridge itself. Now the crossing could be right here, except for we probably don't have, do we have enough to get a bridge? Yeah, I don't really like my choices there as far as there. Crossing not allowed. What? Angle of connection is too sharp. Yeah, see, that's going to be too close. It's also going to tend to limit us. Yeah, so what I'm thinking of is we're going to need a bypass road anyway. Well, we would if we do what I'm about to do. Which is, there's something goofy going on with this piece of road anyway. Because I can't, it's saying like crossing not allowed and all that. So I think I'm going to delete it. Okay. All right, then we'll bring our bridge, which by the way is only two, oops, let's make it a prefab bridge. It's only too high. And then I'm thinking, can we do it so we could possibly get 2 railroad tracks in there? You don't like that, do you? Let's see. Can we level over here? No. So put that other road right there. Well, now what we could do is, now that we have the road, this planned out, we could put our, oops. Yeah, see, look, some other infrastructure is in the way. You see that? We can't get that underneath because it's only 3 high, or 2 high. Yeah, three is the name of the game. Unless you're, I think, on a hill or something. And then you might be able to get away with it. But let's do 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, which really shouldn't be too bad, to be honest. Let's turn this way so we can see. Yeah, see, we could get 2 railroad tracks. We could get our temporary road under there, and this really won't be too bad because if you look, we can kind of come into this hill pretty nicely. All right, and then when we take this road, we could just bring it back around there, and then this way, now we can get our, oops, too steep. All right, we get a little bypass going there, and then we could get rid of this. Thought maybe I could get it before that guy came on here. I might need to put another node in there if we keep, yeah, you know what, watch this. I could go like that, and then it'll be separate nodes, so that I'll have twice the chance of getting no trucks on here. There you go. See how quick that guy recalculated it went that way. There we go. Get rid of that. That worked for a minute. And then I'm just trying to see. Yeah, this is awful steep right here. We should be able to. Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm even going to get rid of this. Then right here, I want to kind of level it. Let's lower this. Yeah, something like that. Right, and then it's not, I knew it wasn't going to like that in particular. Yeah, I'd really like to raise this up a little bit. Not exactly ideal, but hey, we have a wooden, won't have a wooden bridge anymore. Yeah, of all things, yeah, we probably should take this one. Why don't we just replace more road? Why not? If we're doing stuff, yeah, now can we, no, you don't like that. But you like that. Yeah, that's a little better. What do you guys think? Kind of crazy, but it would work, right? And then that keeps us from, you know, one thing else we have to check. Can we actually get a piece of road? Yep, it's not too short. There is such thing as too short a road, so let's see. How does this look? I think we should take back just well, let's take it back to here. All right, looks a little bit better, I guess. There, what do you think? So that'll be our road. That'll be our bridge. We don't have to worry about the railroad. We can then, well, we could, yeah, I think what we would do is this is already attached here. Why don't we just have them go through town for a little bit? No, we wouldn't want them reconnecting there. We would want to, yeah, we need to get rid of a little bit of our railroad track. Oh, oh, oh. And then we have the, oh, I see. We have power lines. No, power lines shouldn't be in the way. Okay, I don't know what the problem there was. All right, so that'll just be a bit of a bypass road while I delete this. Trucks on it. Yeah, this is gonna take. Come on. There you go. Okay. Yeah, and this really, we would get rid of this altogether, wouldn't we? And I think if I just do, oh, that's right, those power lines are like right here. That's fine. Might have a little jaggedness to it. If we're really that worried about it, we could redo it. But yeah, we'd get rid of this whole stretch of road here altogether, right? And then we could get our railroad tracks in. You're not going to like that being that close, are you? Can we... go back a little bit? Overlaps with existing construction. Ah, okay. All right, well, that's a nuisance. Especially because if we break it, then it becomes like separate projects and you end up having to like purchase it, which is not the end of the world, but yeah, that's definitely in the way right there. So let's go back to, I don't think that connected right down this end. I see something funny happen there. There you go. It's like you can overlap the track in like a funny way if you're not careful. All right, so there we go. So now we have this road would come into here, and that way we're a little bit more central. It makes, you know, it's going to delay these trucks coming from the factory a little bit, but our main export, but at the same time, it would ultimately be quicker for here. Now, hopefully nobody ever even comes by in a rowboat because they're not going to get under our bridge, are they? Yeah, I don't know if you could, I mean, hopefully the water stays the same level in that river, as a matter of fact, because if it's not a constant stream in that river, we would have overflow issues. All right, I don't know what that's doing there. Let's get rid of this little bit of road because I don't even know why it's there. I guess I was doing something with it. And yeah, I guess we might as well get rid of this. Yeah, I really don't like that. I would like, oh, you know what? We need to reattach that power line anyway. Let's see. With the power line gone, can I... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, now we can... Oops, probably didn't need to delete that, but can I now... Yeah, so we can make that look... Yeah, that was bothering. I'm not OCD, but that was... If I'm OCD, that was bothering the OCD right there. Matter of fact, the whole thing is... You know what we're going to do? We're going to go that better? Nice and straight. Yeah, much better. Okay. All right, what do you guys think? A little bit wonky up here. You know, like I would like to make that sort of straight at some point. But let's get this built, and then we can talk about, like, fixing that little bit. Does that suit for a replacement bridge? And it's, you know, if we are going to build our town up, it's kind of good too, because then I think we just freed up everything that's on this over here. And we could still build houses over here, but does that make sense? Like, if we're going to build the town up, it would probably be in this area, I would think. And that sort of took at least some of that, you know, like this road can go wherever we want it. It doesn't have to be the main road of transport. And then we could have, like, the roads in town over here, maybe. Not sure what we were thinking of over here yet. But let's see where the pollution ends up. And let's make sure our construction guys are still... Oh, yeah, you got lots to do, don't you? You're not throwing up any errors. And we should have... Let's get rid of this... You know, the dumper's back over here. So let's copy that. And... All right, we should be able to start you now. Now, you're already full of stuff, so let's send you right off to the unloading. And there we go. So let's turn off the wireframe for a minute. Good, that was two. Let me give you guys a minute to comment. Like I said, we can fix up this little stretch a bit, but we'll have a regular high-speed road and pave the whole way. And then now we can get our rail construction planned further here, especially when we get this done. Oh, we got to get those power lines back up. If we can even... If I can even find the darn things. Oh, I see a little... Yeah, is there another... All right, well, here, you know what? Now that I found them, I can always go and delete. Where's the other? It would be coming from here, right? Yeah. Yeah, I guess we might as well delete back a little bit further at that point, huh? Like, yeah, and then, oop. Yep, okay. That's now the only problem that we did was we made a stretch of electrical wires that you can't. There's no road connection, so I don't think they're going to end up building this. But we'll commit to it for now, and we'll just see what happens. Not really anxious to build that wire. We don't. The only reason I'm putting in this construction office is so that we can get the leveling up over this hill, and then once we're up over this hill, and we're not leveled, but flattened out enough we can get our railroad track over here. Like, we really don't... I think we're going to be fine to get it the rest of the way. I mean, we could use one way up here, but that's like a whole nother thing. Whole nother project and a half. So let me read a couple comments here, and I'm going to commit to this. Yeah, I don't know. Roscoe, telling me the times while we're on the live stream. I'm not sure. It's not like the regular comments where I could actually see. You guys can have a better... I mean, I guess I could go and replay the video on YouTube, but that would be awkward. Where do you mean make the road straighter? I'm not sure if you mean over here, like 20 minutes. If you're saying 20 minutes in, that was like a 35 minutes ago. And if it was 35 minutes ago, then I guess you were probably talking about over here. Yeah, we could definitely make this road straighter if that's what you mean. Except we do have these bridges right here, so that's why it zigs around there. And then I don't want to mess with it too much, at least until we have this built, right? Like, we didn't really build any of this. This was just sort of the way it was to some degree. Or we did build a little bit of it, like this piece. But yeah, we can rebuild this to be a little bit straighter. But right now, let's get this built so that we can, we can have them bypass this way into town, because this is the way they're going around right now. So I couldn't really mess with this too much. If that's what you meant, I'm kind of assuming maybe. Okay, well that's even more cryptic, Rotzko, at that point. If you mean it's 2:55 p.m., or 14:55 here. So but that's right this minute. It's 14:55. So in any event, did you mean make this straighter? Yeah, this is straighter, and I will. Like I said, we'll talk about that being straighter too. All right, so let's commit to this as well. And then eventually, we've got quite a few people doing stuff and things. So let's, commit to the bridges. And then we've got a little bit of railroad. And we'll commit to that. And then, these guys are chugging their way into here. I don't necessarily see a problem with that. I mean, all this line is ready and designed into here, as far as I remember. We don't have a road bridge coming out of here just yet. But did you guys have any opinion if you were here when I started talking about, the potential for doing this with rail? Yeah, that would be a mess as far as this goes. But then the biggest thing coming in and out of here right now would be the buses, which we would eliminate by putting a rail station here that could drop off people to our bakery and to our meatpacking plant. And then we would loop it around here somehow. And they would have another small rail station here that would provide people to the 3 livestock farms. And then somehow we would have to get it from around here. Probably I would want to come over this somehow and then meet up probably in this station and then the rest of the way around back into the city. Okay, I got you. I just didn't. I thought usually when people leave me a time in the comment, it was my assumption or my bad assumption. Usually the comment is about like at 20:59 in the video, so that's fine. And yeah, I guess that's. Hey, it's one of my arguments that we should just go to UTC time, right? And then everybody just goes on UTC time. And you just have to get used to the fact that the sun comes up at some different minute. The hour of the day won't be like 6 in the morning when the sun comes up. And it won't go down at 7 p.m. It will go down at some other number of the day, right? And then if you have noon time, it might be like here, it would be 5 noon. Right? Because I'm 5 hours off of UTC time. So if it was 12 noon, it becomes 5 noon. Actually, or no, it doesn't become 7 noon. Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah, at noon it would be. No, at noon it would be 5, I think. But you would get used to it. But then the whole world would be on the same time. And I think in our global global thing, I think that would be better in the long run. But in any event, so what are we doing next? Does anybody have an opinion? And then should think of like more industries and seriously where we're going to. Well, I don't know how much we have to worry about our next town, but at some point we should consider, I'm liking over here because look at our big flat areas where we could do things. I know we have oil right there. We could get like a wood thing going. We need chemicals, many, many different things. Let's take a look at our economy since things are, I don't know if they've slowed down, but we're at least chugging away, right? So what are we spending money on? We're spending money on clothes. And electronics are definitely a good thing to get, especially if we want to upgrade our rails to electrical rails. Not for the electronics, but the electrical components. But that's a pretty involved, semi-longer term thing, just because we'd have to get plastics. Well, we wouldn't have to. We could just plop down an electronics factory. But if we wanted to do it in a self-sufficient way, we would have to get plastics and other things. Have to get corn over to it. Have to get a lot of things. So alcohol, yeah, we're buying a tiny bit of alcohol, but not enough to really worry too much about. Food, I don't know why we bought food. Was it just because we didn't make enough? Let's do this year and see what we're still buying a little bit of food, aren't we? Not much. I mean, we're not buying it at this minute. It's not like the number's not going up. So it's just a lack of supply. Prefab panels. Yeah, I don't know if we bought those. Let's see. Are we doing the prefab panels out to here? Yeah, we stopped purchasing those, and we didn't purchase any bricks. Well, that's right. Look, we're building all that work we did to get this thing in, then I never even built it. All right, let's build that too. So we should get a bricks open haul over here, huh? Not that we use that many bricks for things, but if we wanted to build some brick houses, yeah, might as well get it. I don't think we have any. The only trucks we have sitting around are the cisterns. So let's head over here and buy and now we can get the KMZs, which makes me feel good because there is no better open haul than efficiency-wise and size-wise than the KMZ 5410. Always the right answer for every hauling need. All right, anyway. And we want you to go from the brick factory. I saw that other brick truck driving around, and I kind of wonder why. And I want you to come over to here. Yeah, you know what? I guess we can't really get them to wait, can we? That's part of the problem. Yeah, no, if we get them to wait right now, that'll be an issue. All right, so let's start him up, and we'll have to remember to undo him. Now, where was that other guy, bricks guy? Didn't really mean to click. Oh, you're going to the Village Road Station. Oh, you're the one I just... Okay, yeah, that's the one I just put on. Good. Okay, so we're in good shape. I just wanted to check to make sure it made some semblance of sense. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Mike. You were absolutely correct about those things. I just got distracted. Matter of fact, yeah, it would certainly make sense to have one here, wouldn't it? It's too late to do that, but we could do... Yeah, we should definitely, I think, do one here. This road, or the fuel for the trains. And I would even think that it might make sense to put in the electrical if we think we're going to do that. Let's get this and... I don't think that's enough room. Is it? No. Let's go a little more. Still not enough. Why am I being cheap about this? It's not even costing me money. Oh, look, we get an auto connection and everything. Oops, that's kind of a problem, isn't it? I have to delete more track anyhow. Nope, let me reconnect it. Right, and then do we... It doesn't really matter where we put the electrical one, but why don't we put an electrical one in like on this straightaway, which is a little bit closer to our... Oops. A little bit closer to our power thing. Yeah, I guess the road should be around the other way, and then that sign is in my way. It's still in my way. Let's see, can I look down on it? All right, and then let's get at least a little dirt road over to it. And that guy auto-connected with the regular road. So let's commit to that. There we go. So that's that one. Yeah, really. Well, we're going to need one over here for these passenger trains if we go that route. And I would definitely want it to be somewhere along here, because any other train that would come in and out of here would almost certainly pass this, I would think. At this moment, I don't see us taking steel from here over to here. Now, there could come a day that we take steel out a different way, but like I could see us taking steel over here one day. But that would be a whole nother question. Yeah, so I think the thing to do, we need to get these guys back on the other side. And then we would actually have to build this thing. That's the only other problem with building this, is that we have to build it before we can... Yeah, so I definitely would want to put one here, and then we'd probably want one... Well, as far as we would have power, maybe that's the excuse we need. We would build another one over here. Like we were planning on getting power up to here, possibly a construction office, and then maybe even a fuel station for these guys. And maybe that's the excuse we need to get one like further away where they would... Does that make sense? So we'd need to get this construction office done before we can go too much further. But then I think I would plan on another fuel station up here. And then what I'm thinking at this moment is I really kind of want the other one along here. And until we get... So I'm too late, Mike, in a sense. Like, I might as well just wait until these guys have built more of this stuff. And then that way we can get this other one built. And maybe we can divert them to working on over this way. Because really, it's fine to be coming up this way to get into our steel mills. But at the same time, it's almost as or more important that we build over this way. So let's set... Well, this guy doesn't have anybody. Oop, that's the... Let's set this guy... Oh, he already did pick up. He's auto doing the roads and stuff. All right, so as soon as he gets that done, we'll get him to start building this. Now, does he have buses and all? I think he does. Yeah, so he's a regular construction crew, even though he's auto searching. Good. And nobody... Oh yeah, he's working on these things. He's plugging away. Good. All right, so he'll keep plugging away at that. What is our other construction crew? Yeah, they've got, yeah, they're auto searching roads as well, which is kind of good because we're getting him to go in here. Yeah, I guess he'll eventually find this from the other side, but I also wanted him to get in here and do more of these gravel roads. And the reason I made these gravel, remember, is because we have a fire company going in here. Yeah, we have a lot of construction going on to some degree. Now, he's also working on this, which is good. No workers or mechanism. Well, I can see a mechanism. Do we have... We definitely have buses. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, we've got 2 buses. We can use more vehicles in here, couldn't we? I mean, he's going to be doing a fair amount of graveling of those roads. An extra dumper, which I know we had... Oh. No, we didn't have it. That's right. We took them both out. How are we doing on gravel over here? Well, we have 2 waiting, which doesn't break my heart. Do we take one of these guys out of here and put them on? Yeah, let's do that for now since we have 2 waiting. I don't know if that's just a fluke, but means he's filled up. So we'll send him off to work in this construction office. And then what else could we use? We got open halls, covered halls. I don't think we really have a lot of extra vehicles. These things are going to need, you know, some mechanical components, gravel, asphalt, yeah, and really dumpers as much as anything. So, I don't know, made them slightly more efficient, I think. As far as the fueling stations go, yeah, it's one of those things where you could have them off the line, might be better. Maybe we'll do one. Why don't we do one off the line here? I mean, it's just more work, right? It sort of depends on how many trains you would have going through there. But yes, they will certainly stop and refuel at times and cause problems on your main line. But it's not like they're still going to stop and do things anyway, in a sense, if that makes... Like, in other words, they're still going to stop at times and cause traffic jams in that area anyway, just because they're coming on and off of the track there. So I think it's more a matter of, yes, it would be more efficient and more costly because you have to build extra tracks. And it's like, don't forget the crossing track thing, too. So, like, if you try to get it, like, what you would really almost have to do to make that efficient is put one on each side, right? Like, put one over here so that you're not doing, like, this number, right? Because as soon as you do that number, then any train going this way causes a problem for trains coming back the other way, right? Because, like, the game doesn't treat that as 2 separate tracks. It treats it as one block right there. So anytime a train's in this block, it's going to stop the train on the opposite track from going. So, you know, like, I don't know, do we really want to build 2 of those, one on each side? Is it that much better? I guess you could do like some kind of more scientific test, but you know, if we put this one off to the side, then the train, it's going to cause a little bit of a junction issue there anyway. Does that make sense off the rails? That was to your question. And Rotzko, I just saw your comment. I agree with Mike, too. I was just a little too late on this stretch of track, I think, to get that in there quickly enough for us. I should have thought of that. I should have done it first before I went off to like 7,200 other little things. A 20 vehicle. Near the new oil so you can build it faster. Well, we're building a regular one right over here, and we could possibly build out of there. I mean, the only other thing I would look at is how are we doing on steel. we're doing pretty good here. Now, do we have steel? Yeah, we're filled up on steel. So, I mean, sometimes faster just runs you out of materials and supplies. You know, it'll take time to build the actual construction thing as well. Like we're doing pretty quickly. I mean, I don't, you know, like we're building as much as we can with the one, and then we'll have to get all new vehicles for it. We could probably stop using this guy all the way up here, huh? Oh, spun around funny. Okay, so yeah, and at that one point, this guy was building over here anyway, so I guess he's kind of done, isn't he? Yeah, I mean, it'll take some time to build it. I'm not sure where I would build it. And building a 20, yeah, are those more expensive? Well, they're really not expensive either way, are they? Well, here's another thought for you, too, as far as the speed of this thing goes. We don't, the thing that's slowing us down is not that we don't have a construction office over there. What's really slowing us down is the fact that we don't have supplies over here. Because if you guys go back and look at my testing of these things, it's really not like you have to have the supplies close. Like having the construction office close, is that, oh, it doesn't connect because that road there doesn't connect. Gotcha. So we can have him keep going here. So in other words, if you built a 20 office thing here, right? Every time they have to go get supplies, they have to drive all the way over to here and go get their supplies from this construction deep open storage or this warehouse where the mechanical components are. Does that make sense? So you're actually, if you're not going to have your supplies close to your construction, you're actually better off. The next best thing is to have your construction office close to your supplies, right? And in some ways, this construction office is a little bit of the worst case scenario, because no matter what he does, he's got to go all the way up here to get supplies and then drive them all the way back here and then come back to here. But actually, some of his construction's pretty close to him. But yeah, it's really about having the supplies close to where you're building. And I don't know if I want to get into building a whole depot and setting up trucking routes and all over to here just for that. I think we're doing pretty good on that. I guess it's kind of slow, but we got a massive number of trucks bringing stuff over here. I just forgot to assign some of that stuff to this guy. But then I was happy, like we just slowed him down from building these roads. So yeah, we probably are in shape for adding another construction office. Let's see, how are we doing over here? Yeah, see, this guy's not doing anything either. I was spending too much time building roads. All right. There we go. Bunch more stuff. That's probably why we have steel too. Yeah, see, this guy's, I think he's more of our road builder anyway over here. Yeah, is there any other? No, let's get him. So does that make sense at that point? Hello, Pietro. Welcome. And that was Dorotzko's comment there. Ah, fireworks. Well, you when it comes to needing it for the construction to the border, well, you know, like you could argue that, but we do have the supplies here that we're running over. Do you mean for the rails? I mean, the rails are like a whole separate thing. You just need to have enough supplies to keep them busy. And we're doing that with the trucks already. It's not, I mean, it's a little far, but there's no particular benefit I've learned to putting in depots to supply the rail construction. See, I think one of the things that's happening is that I'm not picturing the same thing you guys are as far as this area over here goes. Like in other words, I've found in my experience that building a bunch of extra depots, you just end up with a bunch of extra depots in the long run. It doesn't, the time it takes you to spend to build the depots is not really gaining you that much unless you're really planning on doing a lot of construction in the whole area. Like as far as I'm concerned, this area is not that far from this little supply that we have going on here. Does that make sense? Like in other words, you know, the time we take to spend and then we build trucks and get the supplies over here and it's all to speed this up, and then are we done constructing over here? Like that's usually why I like to have a better plan of what we're doing. And I don't understand why we would build over here, to be honest with you. Like is it because this is, people like the name of this city? Like look at it, it's a mess. Like you don't, I mean, we could build something, but what would we even do over here? We've got the oil, but we're sending that over there. So this is going to be a big polluted mess right there, probably halfway into the city or more. So that means we got this little area here where we already have our construction depot and trains in the way of it. So I don't understand what we would even do with this town. Not when we have like, not 100 other towns, but many other towns. Like, why don't we just come over here where we've got big open field areas and who knows what supplies and, you know. So does that answer your question? I mean, I'm not trying to be obstinate, but I don't think it's going to take us this long to really build it. The big thing that's taken a while is getting these roads in, but supply is not an issue. And again, I kind of forgot to set this guy up, you know, but I'll be 3/4 done building this by the time we get our supply depot over here going, I guess is the point. When you don't, you can, I don't know what re-pour ponce. Hello, Antonio, welcome. What is re-pour ponce? Bulldoze it? Yeah. Yeah, see, I think part of our slowness is that we're getting these other roads done as well. So that's slowing down it's to some degree what this guy was going to be doing. Yeah, see, he's knocking these things out. He's not picking up. Yeah, I don't see him picking up many roads over here. He's not the best geared towards necessarily building all these things. He might even be better geared towards helping with a few of the roads. Yeah, we'll get him helping with that. And it's all in due time too. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just not in that much of a hurry for this. Like we're doing fine and things are going along. Repurpose the depot. I think it would become like obsolete. I mean, if we don't build over here, it would just, what would we repurpose it to? It would just be a depot that we had over here with, you know, and again, it is more efficient. It's just that's the answer, is just for this one relatively small project. I've just found that I guess I'm not in that much of a hurry, I guess, too. Yeah, let's get him working on this. But yeah, we could use another construction depot and construction office. And now that everybody's assigned, how are we doing? Man, we're doing One of the reasons I'm building these railroad tracks first. Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what? No, don't build this bridge yet. No, not demolish. Yeah, suspend. Yeah, let's get this guy. Oh, that's the construction office. Yeah, why is that so long? Oh, you're auto searching still, aren't you? I don't really want you auto searching. Kind of want to control your maneuvers a little bit more. I want to get him up to the steel because I would like to get it to where we could potentially export some steel. Yeah, so what do you... Where is this one? You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cancel both of these for a second. And I want you to work on... One of you to work on that. And the other one to work on this. But chances are he's going to go straight again. But we'll get him over doing this steel mill stuff first. And let's get these guys doing... Yeah, they're already doing this. Oops. What do you mean doesn't connect? Oh, I think I clicked on the railroad track, didn't I? Well, certainly. Yeah, so this bridge is almost done. Then we can get this bit of a mess slightly more straightened out, I think. I see. Yeah. Yeah, the other thing, I mean, here's the other thing that we could do that I would say would be just as beneficial. What do you would be to just buy the vehicles from here? Like when you think about it, if we're just going to haul stuff over and dump it into a depot, why don't we just get, since we already have this construction office, why don't we make him a bit of a, and this I could definitely get into, because especially, I mean, the whole inflation thing doesn't, your money's worth more money or less money, however you want to look at that. But we could do something like this, like 2 covered hauls. Yeah, now we can get to the bidder. Let's do 3 dumpers, a couple open hauls wherever they are. Do 3 open hauls, right? Just look, now we have almost no money. And then just like get him to do these, and even though he can't actually work on them, yeah, that one's not connected yet. Right? We could just get him to like just go drop off supplies to like everything. At least everything we can get him to go drop off supplies to. If he could auto search, that would be nice, but he's not going to be able to reach. Right? And this will speed things up as probably as much as anything else you could do. Oop, doesn't connect. Why? Oh, because that's gravel road. As a matter of fact, you know what, buddy? You can take stuff to the gravel roads too. You won't be able to reach that one. Yeah, but you can reach this one. Right? So now this guy... Okay, that's enough. So that actually probably would have sped it up without having to go through all the building. Because again, keep in mind, he's like right here. He's going to be sending... Look, he doesn't have any trucks. He's just sending tons and tons. Now, the other thing we have to watch out for, we're doing okay on gravel. Because gravel is one of those things that seems to always bite me in the butt. Because you just assume you're going to have it. Things are flowing great. You're always worried. I'm always worried about how much steel we have. And the next thing you know, I run out of gravel. Or run low on gravel anyway. There we go. So that probably, that helped, took a good chunk of our money. But it, that we've just got all these trucks now bringing different stuff down into here and helping out with all the projects. And that saves these other ones trips back and forth, the ones that actually have buses with people. And that's another limiting factor too, is just how many people we have, to send out to all these different construction sites. But does that seem like a reasonable compromise in a sense, where we just up the number of vehicles, sped this up greatly? Yeah. Why? I mean, we do have them up in the air where there's roads. I mean, I guess it does make some sense if you want to. Now, you know what? That's something I've always kind of wondered. We'll go find out right now. Like, can I? All right, this one costs 20. Well, here, let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and put on the wireframe tool. Let's line it up. Nice flat area, right? So we're going to start like right here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say, right? So to build 5, it's 9.8 tons of steel. And then let's go 1, 2, 3, right? Would be like, oops, no, don't touch. No, stop that. Yeah. We go a little further away. Right, so we'll go right to here, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything more. I was wondering about that. Yeah, so you're probably right. I mean, unless you really just don't care, because you know you're never going to build anything there, you're right. You might as well put them up in the air, like, because then you could get something underneath of them, right? So let's see. Yeah, part of the problem is we've now. Yeah. All right, we'll build this one up in the air because nobody's. You know what? In the future, I'll do that. How's that sound? I don't feel like redesigning all of these to have them up in the air because I don't really see that. I just don't see that we're going to be doing too much where that pipeline is. Now, again, I don't know, what we're going to decide on this city, but. And if it's a mistake, but you're right, absolutely a good idea. Let's get rid of this so we don't accidentally build them or something dumb one day. There we go. And how is our population doing? I forgot to look in the very. Oh, look, we're up to 5720. We don't have any escapes this month. It's September, so yeah, look, we're doing pretty well. Should probably. Steve suggested we look in the houses a while ago. Now is probably, so we only have 46 in this one. So if we had any plus 21-year-olds, so we're still generally speaking have plenty of room. Now I don't know that it makes any difference. Oh, look, this one's kind of full. Yeah, this is what I don't know if it makes any difference. Like. I don't think it stops them from having babies up until they have plus 21s in here. Does that make sense? Like, in other words, as soon as like overflow happens and somebody turns 21, they're going to go move to this house. So it's like, I don't necessarily think there's a benefit to doing like this, because if you notice, look, these people are like less happy at that point. Now, I don't know, that we did any harm either, but I've never been convinced that as long as you have room in the town that they can go relocate to, I don't necessarily think it's a problem of stopping your growth. I mean, if somebody's done some kind of scientific test, but I don't see why that house being full would cause any problems. Or these two houses being kind of full would cause a problem. As long as you have, other in the area that they can move into. Now, the other thing we could do is relocate people into here. So they're saying there's nobody there that meets that criteria. They're all educated. Huh. Yeah, I guess they're all educated. Yeah, look, 96. So I guess anybody who's living here that's not they're all educated. That's good. We definitely have an educated population. We were sort of looking at our economy before. Yeah, let's look at last month. Yeah, we lost money last month. And that, by the way, that's another thing about ramping up your construction, whether you realize it or not. Like, this is a very important thing here. So we're 270 plus, well, that's like 190, right? So that would be like 460. And then that's another, between these two, it's like 110. Yeah, we're about even with our what we've produced. So in other words, if one way or the other, you're going to start losing money if these numbers add up to more than this one, and we're right about even. It doesn't mean you can't go above, but if we go above too long, and if you look, our money has gone down over a period of time here, so we have to be a little bit careful with how much construction and stuff we're doing for that reason. I think part of it, I don't think we really did ourselves any favors in the short run with the road thing I did, because I think we're now using the wooden bridge and we have the little bypass mess going on here as well. So now I'm not sure that, you know, them driving out all the way over to here and then going across the bridge will be any quicker than going across the wooden bridge would have been. But it's not like we have to knock down the wooden bridge either, right? We could just leave it and see which way they decide to go. I don't know if we could do a race. I don't, like, if they don't go this way ever, do they do it based on the distance, or do they do it based on the time it would take them? You know, like, we could kind of have a race from this point here. I guess you can't send trucks on a waypoint thing, can you? Like, you could have a race from this point to that point up there. One truck going this way over the, quote, fast bridge, and then the one taking the seemingly shorter way over this way. Antonio, how about that firehouse? What are we doing? Man, we're just not getting. We just got too much going on in a sense. Yeah, so he's already working on these roads. Why don't we get our? Let's see what these two guys are doing. Yeah, he can help. He's got some dumpers I see sitting in there doing nothing. We'll keep assigning these guys. Yeah, that's not a road. Yeah, I only made some of these gravel for the sake of that firehouse. So yeah, we need to get the firehouse going before, especially as we get more of these oil rigs being built. There we go. So that's some more. And then look at these guys. Look, not a truck in the station. They're all out delivering stuff to somebody or something. Yeah, this guy's got so many tasks I can't even see what he's doing. Yeah, that's enough of that. And let's head over here and see, are these guys still busy? Yes. Now, as far as this goes, how about this guy? Let's make sure he's busy too. And then we'll... All right. You know what? At this point, nobody has said much about getting passenger rail up to here. So what I'm thinking of is, even though the passenger rails... Yeah, why won't you... There you go. Stop there. All right, can we make this happen? I might have to move that a little bit. And this would just be like a single line. Oops. 1, 2, 3. And it really didn't necessarily mean for him to build that road. They just sort of did it on their own. And carefully bulldoze that. It's a shame because I didn't have to move it by much, I don't think. All right, and then angle. So I don't think it really, this was really where I stopped thinking about it too hard last time. Hello, Simon, and welcome to the stream. Let me read a couple comments while I'm thinking about how we get this past here. Hello, Gas Mask, and welcome. Yeah, it will be a little while till we have the trains. And the problem that I have is that we're actually, even if lots of people are unemployed, they're not really necessarily getting, like, it's a matter of we don't have, like, we have people coming and going. Actually, they have quite a few. A lot of times it's just been like traffic jams here. Yeah, see, look, then it's odd that I saw it up that high. Like, there's just usually been traffic jams of people. And when I've watched, I think we built this bus stop to help alleviate it a little bit. Right, see that? Like, we really, and again, this is all a growing thing, so it's, look, see how we have the traffic jam of buses waiting here? Which is all the more reason for wanting to do the trains, which, see that? Like, it's not like we have a ton of people getting to these bus stops. We'd almost need more bus stops at that point. Now, you're saying there's a lot of people here that are unemployed. How do you know that? Just out of curiosity. Now, some of it we could start specifying a little bit more closely where they go, but 2 workers without a job. 2 workers without a job. I mean, that's not. Now, if you're talking about here, was there a lot of unemployed? I mean, that's not the worst number in some ways. And I'm not sure that they're not coming, those unemployed aren't coming from here. So I'm just wondering why you're thinking there's, yeah, see, I think more of our unemployed are coming from Nodton here, which makes sense because the only thing they have going on for them is the oil refinery, which is limited in our production because we, haven't gotten this fired up. So we'll get a few more of them employed there. But the other thing is we're going to get this whole clothing thing going. So don't forget, we planned on these houses over here, which I haven't built, which is one of the reasons I'm building this, because I'd like to understand and start working on this track, which is sort of all part of getting another rail station down in here and then getting that, figured out so that even if we put another bus stop in here for like a temporary thing, like we would have this many more, which is like, these are these like super big, that's a school, these super big houses, the 21-story flats, which hold a lot of people. So we're going to have a lot of people like just right in this area, and I need to get this railroad track design, but I would have no problem with getting this started up with buses over here. But I don't think there's that many unemployed over here at that point. Yeah, you know what, Gas Mask, I just read your comment. Pedestrians can't walk through the bus station. I kind of noticed that and then like went on to other things, but yeah, you're right, and it's a bit annoying, and it's uh, it's something I need to correct on the regular map. Thank you for pointing that out. I will definitely take a look, and I do understand you because I noticed kind of the same thing. Here, let's do. I noticed something else too. I had little crossroads that we're going to put in here, or a crossroad. So let's get rid of this for a second. And then we can put that back in. Get this guy hooked up, I guess like that. This guy. Yeah, that guy is hooked up. So these are all hooked up now, or at least planned to be hooked up. We'll commit to that. And then this guy should be auto searching roads, right? Yeah, so you should, yep, there you go. Find those. Good, so we'll get those roads built. So in other words, in my mind, in my way of thinking, getting this planned out doesn't hurt for knowing the train station thing kind of down here, which is to get more people. And even though that's in the long run, I don't think we're in any kind of catastrophe on the unemployed. Okay, especially, I'm not 100% sure where you mean. I mean, I have quite a few walkways here. This is all sort of just still in the building mode. It might, well, see, it's going to be kind of tough to get a walkway here, but they might be able to come around. Yeah, that'll be a little, well, we probably have to have a walkway out here to get to our train station. Thank you, Gas Mask. I appreciate that. All right, so let's keep going with this. I mean, I guess the only thing to do here, yeah, I may even need to pause it for a minute, is we need to get these two tracks past each other, and I certainly don't want them intersecting. The road is one thing, but the trains take priority over the road, but then I need to get a bridge over this thing. So I'm thinking we might, yeah, we probably need to get rid of, let's just see what this would look like if I keep going with my thoughts. So, Antonio, we will deal with unemployment at some point in the future. Yeah, can I get that guy to go like that? And then or should I have just, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I don't like that. We're going to make that straight. We're going to get rid of that road for half a second here. Boy, didn't really expect that, but really? Yeah, I guess you are on an angle, aren't you? Let's do it this way. Yeah, that's probably why I had it so wonky before. I know you'll. Really? You really won't? Okay. All right, it's ugly, but it worked. There we go. Now let's delete some stuff. I don't know if that's any better after all of that. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, it is. See, now we can come straight out. All right, so now what I wanted to do is come straight out enough. Missed a little bit. right? And then, well, you know what, well, no, you know, it's going to be hard to cross from there. What? Is that too close? Yeah, that's too close. You know what, maybe we will go. I don't want that road to be in the way of, that's goofy, but it's just going to be a temporary. Okay. I want to make sure I have enough room to get out of there. Okay. Why won't you go here? Is there something I'm not seeing? Okay, I'll go through that one then. All right, so we'll get another bypass road in here, and then we'll get rid of this road. And then let's see if we can't, we might have to delete these tracks, but that sort of a fairly, not like we could talk about deleting these tracks, but I mean, we might have to delete back a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's going to be too close. Can we get away with you like there? One, 2, 3. Angle's too sharp. Back to the ground. All right, so now our roads are past there. Now this road I'm not worried about at all because it's just that construction office. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of an issue. Yeah, so I think I need to delete this a little bit. Hopefully we can level. At least a bit. Right. So then these guys would come through this train station, but just not even so much for any other purpose. Let's just take it so that they don't tend to interfere. Yeah, like that, right? Because then this is just a return track back into town. And then this would need to be at least, we can't get there. Yeah, what does it look like? So I can't get the track. Can I get another track on this side of it? Yeah, you know what? I may switch this around if I can. Let's see if that's too tight a turn. No. Right, and then this guy would split off there, and then this was going to be the other, if we were going to do a separate, entirely separate loop. Yeah, this is to go get our clothing out of here by train if we ever wanted to. So we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of this guy. Sound fair? And then this is a bit of an issue here. Can I get a... I think we would do, where does that road go to? That road goes to nowhere. Yeah, I don't know if I can get... Surprised it even let me level any of that. Yeah, it's all kind of a problem with that road there, isn't it? I think I might be able to squeeze past there if I get rid of a bit of this road. I deleted the power lines. All right, well, that's fine. Power lines were kind of going to be a potential annoyance anyway. What happened there? Yeah, let's start here. Why is it doing that? Okay. Okay. All right, so now we need to get a road going and get rid of that. I don't know that I ever wanted this. Do we even need a bridge over to there? No, you know what, at this point, I'm just going to reconnect this because it's just this, there's nobody in the actual village. Even though this is all the village, the old village, there's nobody there right this second. So I'm not, we can always put a bridge back up there if we actually needed it. And then what I'm thinking is we should probably get the wireframe going maybe and level some of this up a little bit more. I'm thinking these people one way or the other would make it to a train station. Yeah, big train platform, because why not? Why don't we have that road come straight off of it? All right, and let's get the leveling. We'll just sort of make it a much bigger area, so why not? Then this could probably be just because it's going to take 10 seconds, even though it's not the most realistic thing you've ever seen in the world. Oh boy, that's, oh, that, it doesn't like that railroad bridge is just a little bit, the railroad's just a little bit too close. There we go. You know what, while I'm here, probably could have. Let's make that. That's not what I meant to do. All right, so this guy would come just straight into there. This guy could join up be the return track. Now, if we're just going to take people to in and out of here, I don't see that we would want that train to necessarily go all the way through these other stations, right? Would it just pick people up from here and then want to spin around? Or do we have like a complicated route where they come in, they go up here, they turn around? Like, in other words, I could see where we wouldn't want as many trains going to here as we would want going that way. But the problem is, how do I get these guys after they leave here? Like, if we just ran them, well, I guess we could run them up to here, right? Like, in other words, the train coming here just picked up, stopped at both stops, and got people for the steel mill. We would really want him to then turn around. Or would we send them... We're sending them in here, coming back. Do we send them here, loop around, and then come back into here? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Oh, the power lines. Yeah, the power lines. The power lines. I love to forget the power lines. Where the heck were the power lines that I deleted? Now I'm forgetting. I thought they were right up here. Shoot. Oh, over here. That's right. Sorry. Let's, yeah, there, right? I think they're the only power lines I have designed, right? You know what, let's just commit to them. Purchase. Yeah. I don't know that that was actually affecting that much, but it still needed to be done. I don't know what he's... Yeah, I mean, he could be getting part of town there, which could have been a problem. Anyway, thank you, Antonio. Yeah, that's when I would have figured it out too, off the rails, by the way. All right, so what I'm thinking of is leveling out like a turnaround. I don't want to put it too close to here, where I would just be able to turn these trains around, even though it's going to cause a bit of a mess. All right, this I mean, I absolutely agree that this will be a bit of a mess, but do something like this. Oops, didn't really mean to hit the other side of the tracks there, but so somewhere like maybe here. Yep. And then what we'll do is, just because, make it look like the train's not going to fall off the side of a cliff. Leave enough room for a signal so that, you know, again, trains coming out of here can come in, flip around, go back. Now, the same probably should be true for these other trains coming this way, huh? What I'm also eyeballing up is, would we ever put houses over here? In other words, you know, this is all fine and well, but would we ever want a railroad track that... Yeah, that's too close to the building, huh? It's the building's it doesn't like that. Yeah, I could go all the way around, but that's kind of taking a lot longer. But you see what I'm saying? Like we could, or do we just worry about that later? But then the problem is we still have the same loop around problem for these trains coming this way. Well, I guess we could. They would be coming into the station this way, right? Then they would come up to this one. Yeah, we really need, we don't have the room for a loop here, I don't think. You know, they would be coming back this way. Come on, stop that. Too steep a descent, really? Okay. Really? Come on. I mean, you have another track right there. I know this is uglier than sin, but I'm just sort of working it out, I guess you could say. But I had it a minute ago. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's... Well, that's not as bad as it looks. In some bizarre... All right, you'll be green to there. Can I get you to go green? No. Come on. Yeah, see, I think I brought it... Well, I had to bring it around that way, but what I'm thinking of is let's get rid of... Get rid of all of that. And then this guy could join up with that one. And if I can get this guy to go up the hill, it's not liking that hill. Let's get rid of more of this track, which I don't think is helping me. There was a yellow flash. Come on. Nah, see, it's just not liking that. Yeah, let's get rid of more of this just because I can't. It fights you tooth and nail sometimes. I'm going to get rid of more of this to about this point. Can I do a little bit of... I know that's all red. Let's see, can we lower? Get it sort of orangish. Thought I saw a flash of green at one point. Oh, come on. It was really... Yeah, it's just a little bit too much, I think. Yeah, I probably have to come up a little bit more in this stretch, or yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Sorry for all this fiddling. This is when you hear me say pause the regular videos because of too much fiddling. Oops, that's up. Go down. No, you won't be green at all for me now, will you? No, I don't really want to do that anyway. Oh. Let me get rid of this bit. So if I put this in, I can do this. Get rid of that node. And then I can attach this guy wherever I want. There you go. I knew I could do it. Woohoo. Yeah, Steelworks train will need fuel. So the Steelworks train here is going to have a fuel thing. So we should definitely, I think we should put a fuel thing in right here. And that should catch all of the trains. And I don't think they're going to run out there. But that's also going to cause, you know what we should do? Is there a way to do this? It would be interesting maybe to... Yeah. You know what? Let's try getting fancy. Oops. All right, we need a road to be able to attach to this, I think. Let's just level out a little more. Maybe there. Right? So if they're coming this way, they can decide to go in this way. We're probably just going to use train sets or even just the trams, which I don't agree with the word tram, but you guys probably know that by now. And then what I'm thinking of is, these things don't pollute, right? So then what I'm thinking is, we put another one like here. So that steel train could come in here and pick this up. If I left enough room. No. I have to redo that thing I did. All right, so this is in the wrong place. And I'd like to be able to get a signal in here, right? So if we had a signal, we'd go on the other side. Right? What do you guys think of that? So there we go. So we'd have 2 fuel depots. Now, can I get a road into this one? We'll just make it a gravel road. Probably not. Yeah, too close to the railroad. Can I do? Oh, come on, I had it. I had you right where I wanted you. All right, it just has to be a fuel truck gets in there once in a while. Or often, but not that often, so. And then this one. You know what? This. No, that should be fine. Yeah, I don't want to build anything right here because we might put another building or something. I'm just wondering. Oh, we can't really connect through there anyway, can we? So let's just for now do the gravel road. And we'll just do this. You know what? If you're going to make a gravel road, might as well make it straight. Because why not? All right, so there we go. So that should really cover all the trains. And then it should cause, and the reason I did this is even though it causes intersections, they won't be crisp, like these tracks don't touch each other. So if a train's heading out, the only place they're going to touch is like right here. And then we can kind of double chain this. All right, so we'll have a chain here. And then we'll have a regular signal on the way out so that, you know, at least there's a little interference, but we have to get these trains turning around at some point there. Oops, I want to leave it like that. Does that make sense? So in other words, that'll be a double chain. That's, you know, should be enough room, I think, for a whole train to get in there. I hope. That should be a chain in. Oops, game safe. That makes sense. And then this would be chains coming in this way. Now, you know what? These could... I can't get a signal in. I thought I put a signal. I really can't get a signal. Oh, no, no. There we go. Come on. Yeah, but this would be a chain. All right, you would want a way out before you've piled in there. Anyway, we don't need to worry about the signaling right now. What do you guys think? Let me turn off the wireframe for a second. Turn off the wireframe for a second. Then this will be a bit of a mess, but, you know, it should work. Oh, yeah, look at that. Can I make that better? It's sort of wonky right here. Let's see, can we... I should probably open a can of worms. Not too bad. Yeah, can a train... It would be nice if a train could get into here and wait. I don't know if that's going to be enough room in between here and here. I could try to... angle to... Just want to try to increase that distance a little bit. Oh, you know what? I kind of like that. Right, so that, I think this distance, which this would end up, oh, no. This would be coming this way. So you'd have like a chain coming in here. This would be the return track, so you wouldn't want a chain there. Yeah, we would have like a chain signal here going into this intersection. So is that going to be enough? That's going to be close. We'll see. By the way, putting these signals in, it's not going to hurt for the construction purposes either. So that's another whole question. Construction purposes. You know what? We have this single. Yeah, I think what I would do is there's going to be a construction train. We should probably even consider building another construction office here, somewhere on this side of the map. I probably need to pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, so I would want to do. So they can get this way, right? And then can we come off of here? Crossing not allowed. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. That whole crossing not allowed thing. All right, so construction cranes could come down here and go whichever way. Now, the only other problem they're going to have is conflicting with each other constantly. What do you mean I have no... Well, because I'm working out what I would do. Yeah, we do need to build the firehouse too, don't we? Yeah, let's go finish this up real quick, and then we'll get over and see how our other people are doing. There we go. So now what I can do is put in a crisscross right here, so that way we can send these trains in and out when they go to start working on this, in and out on the right track, so they don't have to like backpedal. So we could, you know, they come out in the right direction and then flip around, do whatever they want. Yeah, as far as the signaling goes, I want to make sure it's going to work. Signaling's part of the design of the track. If you don't think about your signaling as you're laying the track out, then you're going to have signaling problems. like I'm concerned that a train can fit in between here and here, and you know, I might end up redesigning this if I wanted to give it extra room, if that makes sense. We don't have a lot of extra room in this particular case, but yeah, let's go see how our firehouse is doing over here. Yeah, we need to build the firehouse. Yeah, we probably need to assign a bunch more tasks. All right, so what do we have here? Oh, there's our pollution station. Good, we can get that going too. And there's another, and there's that. And there should be more power lines. Good, we can reach them now. And a lot of these things should already probably have their supplies out to them. Yeah, did we already? I think we might have already assigned that line. There you go. That's enough for him to do for a few minutes. And how are we doing up here? Nothing. Where are we at? You know what I want you to work on too? You need to build this electrical connection. Yeah, we need to build that. And we could really... Why are you not building this road? Oh, you are? No, you are. But what is wrong? Workers. Okay. Oh, you are building it. Okay, that's the one thing you were doing. All right, we should be done. Yeah, we can start working on this road. This guy's a little bit, I think he has a, does he have a paver? No, he's not really a mixing, or he's not really a road paving crew, is he? We'll just get him assigned to a bunch of these as well. Doesn't matter if they're duplicated in their efforts, as long as they send trucks out to work on the stuff. And I think that's all assigned. Look at that. Okay, that's a lot of stuff for him. How's our other buddy doing? No, they still got lots of stuff assigned. Yeah, concrete mixer. Yeah, our money, we got a little bit. This is also probably not bad to do. Yeah, I think, let's see, let's get the biggest one. I'm not sure if it's the most fuel efficient, but yeah, 14 tons. Even though that one looks bigger, this one's, yeah, we'll just give him 2 of those. Can't hurt. So we got another supply depot, or supply construction office. And let's make sure he's assigned to the firehouse. There he goes. So he'll help bring things there as well. Oh, I see things getting added. That's good. Good. All right. So what do you guys think of our passenger rail design down over here? And let's make sure. Oh, look, we're just about ready to get fired up, aren't we? If we were to let's get this one built. Not that that's that critical to the clothing operation. And we could at least get, even though, like was pointed out, doesn't connect. Yeah. I think we're just going to purchase this one because I don't really plan on, it's just so the people that come in here can go to there. And then this stop over here should be able to get people to these other 2. They have the footpath over here. Some of those people have to walk around. And then, yeah, these people, well, we should probably have a footpath going over to our fabric factories, huh? Yes. And this one can come like this. And can you go that way? There you go. Right, and then this one could go like that. But again, these aren't attached, well, this one's attached to a road, so we can build it. We'll commit to those, but this one we're just going to purchase. And then these 2 we can construct. These guys may have even auto picked it up. Yep, 2 more footpaths. Yeah, so we're pretty close to ready. Now, one of the other questions is how are we doing on corn? All right, so what do you guys think of all of this? Let me slow down and catch my breath, make sure I didn't miss too many of your comments. We only have $85,000 left, or rubles, sorry. Good evening, Dennis. I just saw your chat. So there we go. So I'm not seeing a lot of comments about it. So maybe I'll just commit to all of this rail. The only reason I don't want to commit too quickly, so you guys could see what we did. I'm not sure how much of this you saw, Dennis, but we have a more complicated passenger system, which is precision, right? We're actually trying something new. We're going to put a fuel on either side over here. We've got our 2 stations in town. Now, at some point in the future, yeah, I'd really like to almost get rid of this bus stop and take the train right on around town, but we'll see. We could always just maybe build another little chute and have them come up to here, pick up passengers, and come in, rather than dealing with all of this. Now, how are we doing on our population? Still no plus 21s. But the other thing I'm thinking of is we really didn't have too many, unemployed people over here. So I'm thinking that before we go to fire this up too much, we should probably build a couple of these houses over here. And you're not assigned to do anything anyway, so why don't you go work on our train station? And you can work on, oops, doesn't connect. Yeah, we got to commit to that, don't we? And yeah, I'd like to get the train stations done just because Not that we have a rail construction office over here yet, but that's probably something we should talk about very shortly. All these roads are built, so let's get, what do you think, 3 of these houses going? They're pretty massive houses, so they'll have a lot of people in them, to say the least. What I'm thinking of is that we put a rail construction office over here, but is it really worth it just to do... we've got a way to get in here. Yeah, I mean, there is quite a bit of track to do, isn't there? And then one day we'll want to electrify it all while it's live. Oh, this guy's over there building that. You know what? Yeah, I don't want you doing that. It's all fine, but I really want to get that steel thing worked on first. Steel. Being able to export the steel, I think, is... I know Steve was talking about building up stock. I'd rather just sell it world, which is probably another thing, maybe the next thing to design. Yeah, why is it taking you so long to do that? Oh, probably because I got you on 72 other projects, don't I? Good. This is built, so that means we can start getting into here, because along with getting the steel in, we have all this is still a priority, and I guess we need a road over to this, don't we? This is the train exporting of oil and such. I'm just going to kind of come out. Well, let's come out a little bit, and then... oh, I need an excavator. Okay. Can I go some other way? Yes. So the other thing to think about here is I like our export system, and I would like to sort of take advantage of that when it comes to hooking this guy up. Yeah, we could come... I'm going to do like that, and then... Pietro is absolutely right. I should be building these up in the air. Now, can I get across? Yes. All right, so this will be... oh, I think I might need a pump, though. Nah, do I need a pump here? Or should I just... that's what I should do. Oops. Yeah, you know what? Stop that. It's a shame you can't delete sections of this stuff. Because once I delete it, the whole thing is gone. Yeah, I really should come off of this pump. There you go. All right, so that would be pumping fuel into these guys. And this guy... would be the bitumen. Yep. All right, so I'm going to commit to all this stuff that we got going on so some of the roads can start getting built. And sound good? Did I commit to that? Why is that not? There we go. Railroads. I don't know what's going on there. There we go. All right, footpaths we're already committed to. There. All right, so how's our firehouse doing over here for Antonio? We are getting not enough people. We're missing bricks. We just switched shifts, or we just went to a new phase, I guess. Or is this steel framing? Yeah, so we. It's fine that we don't have people for the moment, anyway. We don't have a lot of money to buy fire trucks either. We're kind of getting low on cash. Did we ever get this construction office going? Yeah, good. So we can start designing our rails the rest of the way. If we can get at least the, yeah, you know what? We had a bulldozer. Why don't we send, oh, that's an excavator. I don't know if we, well, the excavator is actually more useful because I think that most of the road leveling is done with the excavator. And we have to have a bulldozer someplace that we don't need that much. You know, all these gravel roads are done. So if there's a bulldozer sitting in here, no, there's not. How about you? No, don't we have any? Oh, there's a bulldozer. He doesn't need to be here. So let's send him over. So that way we'll have at least a bulldozer and an excavator. And then when they get over there, we could start. And like I said, I think we can get away with it just with the excavator. We could start getting our railroad tracks up over this kind of hump right here. Hello, Dino. Welcome. Glad you guys could make it. And Pietro, if you're still here, this is the exact kind of circumstance you're talking about, right? Well, when we get these other, well, see, I don't know if we're actually going to build this. This was just sort of like a future consideration. Who knows? We might have more power plants up here or some need to bring railroad tracks onto the other side of this town. I sort of want to just sort of reserve the space. So hopefully, you know what we should do is say suspend. Right, so that way they don't build that. And then what do you guys think? Should we build another construction office over here for a rail construction office? The problem is we don't really have enough money for an actual, like another rail crane, but it doesn't mean we couldn't, when they get done doing what they're doing, well, they'd have to build this over to it. But I'm thinking we're pretty close to our supply right here. We could certainly send trucks, and that would get them a lot shorter trips. Now, the other thing is eventually we will have more money. These guys could be diverted over into continuing to build over here, and these guys could work on all of this. Do you like the passenger rail? Yeah, I think it's a fine, overly complicated system. I mean, it's, you say, I think Mike had left a comment, keep it simple, and I don't disagree, but it still needs to do what it needs to do, and these things certainly do tend to keep a life of their own. I think, though, when you look at each thing and why it's doing what it's doing, it certainly makes sense. Now, this little loop-de-loo here, that's just for the construction cranes. Like, they can get in any which way, right? So that'll help them get in here and do whatever they need to do to that construction loop by either going this way. So they'll be put on this single rail. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit long to get over to here. We might even consider another little construction spur, I think. Yeah, why don't we see, can we take this guy? Yeah, connect right up to that. All right, so that way they can go that way if they want. And you could probably argue the same thing here. Yeah, boy, that's a mess. Oops. Yeah, you know what? You could... No, you're not going to be able to do that, but we can... Really? Crossing not allowed. What? I thought I just had you turning green for a second ago. No. You come... Yeah, you'll come that way. Now you're getting really long. Well, not long, but a lot longer than I was picturing. All right, so yeah, the trains will do a little bit of extra work to build their own construction access. But that'll make a big difference in the long run when they can get down this line and this line. And So what I'm picturing is maybe just, you know, a rail construction office kind of up in this area. I don't know that there's anything we would build right over here ever. Let's see how flat it is. Not real flat, but we can make it flatter pretty quickly, I bet. Just make it a little wider, because then we're going to want... I'm actually going to start this with... Not that. Conveyors. Truck aggregate unloading. All right, and then is that on the right side or the left side or whatever side I need it to be? Rail, oh, construction. That should be under rail. And construction. That's not really where I would want it, but it did give me the spacing I needed, and I want to keep this kind of as far out this way as I can. Can't build, oh, because I already placed it. Yeah, so I think the problem is now if we come back over to here, over here, yeah, that's not in the right place. And look, that guy's already dropping off gravel. All right, let's stop that. And you know what we should do before I even put that in? Let's go. Yeah, road cargo station helps a lot too. It would have to be this way, wouldn't it? Can I get... Right, and then and as far as this goes, there's going to be a spot that he can't get to, but we could have... At this point, I can't afford another one of these anyway. It's too sharp. You know what? Can we turn from this one? Really, just like by one. It's very, very close to not being too sharp. Sometimes you can... Well, we could just... Can we get off of this one? Now it's too steep. Okay. It is pretty steep. All right, so let's see. Can we... Yeah, let's get this guy to go out this way. That's half the reason for him anyhow, right? Building in the way. Yeah, because these other guys are going to build, like for right now, we don't have the money to buy anybody. If we did, we could put them in there right away. All right. So like we could get this all going. Oops, you know what we need? We need a factory connection. There we go. This guy's already building the roads into there, so we'll get that built. We can get a couple trucks just to haul stuff from here. Now, gravel... Yeah, we can. Yeah, we are using some gravel over here, but anyway, we got the gravel right there. We could decide whether we send them all the way back to the gravel pit, gravel quarries, or whether we just grab it from here. But then, you know, we could send a few trucks up here with supplies from there, and then get these guys working this direction. So, which kind of leads me back to wanting to build these bridges again. How are we doing here? Oh, look, we got. Yeah, we might as well let him get the one the one steel rail connection done. Are we having any issues? No, they're running back and forth. Let's turn off this wireframe. Don't block the high power cable. Where was I when you said that? The high power cable. All right, where would I have blocked the high power cable? Oh yeah, here. Well, let's see, can we get that out? Yeah, we can get out. I'm not sure where I intended the high power cable to go to, but the good news is that we can get out either way. Like, it's going to be a little bit awkward if we have to go this way, because this is also our low voltage, and we're not going to need power here too, aren't we? Do we have? Yeah, I don't know, where does our power come from? I think that might be it there. Yeah, so we probably want to talk about, where would this guy cover? Yeah, he's not going to cover up to here. And then, yeah, this guy's all the way over here. And he's not going to probably, yeah, I don't think he's going to cover quite that far. Let's see what happens after he gets built, or at least one of these things gets built, because then we can. But I don't think the power is going to reach from here, and then there should be another power. You know, I'm going to get rid of this road. It keeps coming up in my line of sight. Yeah, so that must be the power for this whole area, and I don't think it's going to reach over to here, and I don't think this one's going to reach over to there. And then there's, yeah, this one's all the way over there. Yeah, there's a good chance we'll be building a substation at the beginning of next week. Now, what are you working on? You're working on our prefabs, which will take you a while. Working on the train stations. Like I said, we don't have much money as far as the things we do need to buy, like mechanical components and electrical components. Really don't even have that much to buy buses. Maybe we just wait until next week to get this fired up. Let's go check on. We can't really. I do wish you could rename a few more things in this game, though. Oh, there we go. Look, we got that. So I think we definitely need to at least get ourselves a fire truck and a bus. And yeah, I find that this is a fine fire truck with 12 speed. This is only 10 speed, and it's more money. I don't know. I guess this one's, we get a ladder truck. But I feel like ladder companies are fine, but you need a regular pumper first. All right, so let's get a regular pumper first. And then I don't think we have any buses sitting around, and we can only buy those here. And let's purchase a bus, and it doesn't need to be a big bus. More than 7 people would be nice. Yeah, I do wish there was a little bit more of a in the middle choice, right? Where we could get 20 people. Maybe there are in the modded things. I'll have to take a look. Yeah, I think this little orange bus for 14 grand will be fine. Though we really probably almost need 2 of them, don't we? Well, let's start out with 1. And yeah, there's too much traffic at that bus stop. Let's come to here. Yeah, we really probably should have 2. And you know what? This alone is probably a reason. Yeah, you know, don't get any students. Not that you were going to, but. Buildings without power supply. Yeah, we need to get that built, don't we? Let's get, I don't know if anybody's ever been assigned this or not, but yeah, let's go see how our constructions are doing now that we spent time designing those other things. Yeah, it doesn't have 7,000 things to do. Let's get our supply guy. Building is not finished. I know that. There you go. Yeah, so that should get electrical power to him. Yeah, this one's done. Just check out our electrical. Yeah, there should be another. No. Yeah, so that's all done. Yeah, you're already supplying that one. Oh, I saw something flash. Good. Let's assign this guy to do more of these things. All right, good. So that'll almost be done. That'll be done pretty quickly, I think. We got the fire. Oh, let's look at our pollution. None. But these aren't running yet. Actually, they could. Yeah, we'll get oil. Yeah, this oil pipe is built. Yeah, this one's got power. As long as we got, once that power goes on, once we make that final power connection, I think we're going to be getting oil from over here, from at least this one lone pollution monitoring station. Yeah, this one lone oil rig should be connected. Yeah, I think we'll call it an end when we get that accomplished. So that'll be. Yeah, let's just see if this guy's working and helping. Help him with all these things if he can. Yeah, what else would he be doing? Well, that's enough projects. Now, how about these two? Do they have enough projects? No. All right, so you got done those footpaths. We've got no power over here, do we? No, we don't. All right, so where is our closest? Our closest power is here. Yeah, so you're only doing up to that station there. You will do this station, and I believe I hope you will do this one. But that's sort of a question for a different day. So you could start working on that. It's nice to get those train stations out of the way so that when your rail guys do get over here and start working, they're in good shape. Oh, we didn't build this. All right, but we don't have power over here anyhow, so we need to get a power thing going. Yeah, can we get... Let's zoom way out so that... Yeah, I think if we can get it in this ballpark here, that's going to cover all of it. So let's zoom in and see. Yeah, let's zoom back out. Can I put it here? Yeah. Yeah, let's put it right there. Yeah, that should cover everything, I think. I can't really see. You gonna let me do that? No. Let's do it not the opposite. Let's do this one first. There you go. Back over to the power lines. Definitely would think we'd want the bigger ones. And then I think I'm just going to come. Now this is where I would block. Well, they kind of cross each other pretty well, don't they? Oops. I think I could still get the, let's see. Let's make sure I can get the big power lines. Yeah, get it that way. And if I wanted to, I could still get it this way for now. Okay, so there we go. So that'll attach up, and that'll get power over to here, which would be a little bit important for making clothing. Oops, I should have committed. There we go. So now, what are you up to? Still building prefabs in the school. Where is it? There it is. And then you can go build that too. And then you might as well help. All right, so it looks like next week we will have improved oil. We're down to 67,000. We will have power over to here, and we will be able to get some clothing fired up, I hope. Some fabric fired up. Not that we need the fabric at this point, besides for the clothing. And we need to get, well, it would be nice to get this cargo station done so we can gather the clothing from these and bring them over to here and then put them on the rail. But even if we don't, we could have our supply coming out of here at that point. Not that it matters that much, as opposed to them having to go to all three places and pick stuff up. Fabric could be coming to here. We don't really have, well, I guess we could have fabric going, crops and fabric into here, couldn't we? Or we could just bring crops right to these things. We'll see. But there we go. So we got a bunch of stuff designed and built. Mostly railroad tracks and bridges. Okay, look, we're done here. You know what? Let's do this before we quit. Yeah, I think, well, we could do this to start. Let's get rid of this dirt road and see what, oops, as long as there's not a truck on it. Or a bus. All right, and then let's see what we can we make this look at least, yeah. Try again. Come on, I know there was just a road right there. What do you tell me? I mean, we just took the dirt road out. Okay. Some other infrastructure is in the way. All right, before, well, I guess we could just do that. And then I would delete this off, but that's like looking even worse, isn't it? Yeah, what I'm thinking of is, all right, since we know that works, let's just get rid of this extra bit here. I mean, is that so bad? And then once that was built, we'd get rid of, well, we could get rid of this now, can't we? Oh, no, we can't, because, oh, yeah, we could. Let's, all right, I mean, it's a little windy, but I mean, not every road is straight and perfect in life, and it has to kind of come through this bridge and, you know, leave us room to put something here. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's not the worst logic, because I do have an open thing here. If we ever were going to get a train, another train through here one day, another train line, It's probably not bad that this swings over this way towards this bridge where it would not interfere with something coming here. Not that with our loop-de-loo and our passengers that we're likely to do that now, but I don't know. Let's call it good enough. I'm not sure what your guys' opinion is. All right, so what do we do? Do we get some people over in our firehouse? No. Yeah, you know what? I think I definitely want to put another bus on our firehouse. So let's just real quick go get another bus. We'll get the same kind. And open this up. Let's track the other one down. Where is the other one? There he is, right? Yeah, so you know what? I'm going to get this guy started ASAP because I think that'll put him about opposite of that one. Right, because that guy, it's going to take him a half a second to get over to there, and then by the same about time, yeah, this guy's already been there, and he's buzzing back. There we go. So we do have some firefighters, and we have fire protection covering this whole area, which is good. Now, do we have... I am going to pause it. Building is without power supply. When we get this power supply, why do we not have it? Yeah, we got 2 construction offices focused. I don't know if they're focused on it, but they're... Yeah, so that should be the last thing. Now, how are we doing? We're going to get a bunch going at once. We only have this one not built. And we'll have to... Building is without power supply, but all of the rest are built. So the only thing not built is this one thing. And the switch here. See you, Red Fox. Thanks for being here today. I definitely appreciate everybody showing up. Steelworks train. Yeah, so as far as the trains needing fuel, you know what? Let me just think about that for a second while we wait for those things to happen. Well, we have the fuel here. That's right. So we'll have... Yeah, well, that's not for the Steelworks train now. Yeah, so when we get done building here for a minute, I think I'd like to put another fuel depot in because this steel train still doesn't have fuel. So the Steelworks people train will have fuel, but I wasn't sure exactly what you meant, Mike, with that, but yeah, we'll have to put another depot. But I don't want to do that until we get a little more of this done. Oh, look, we're done that. Okay, good. So you know what I think I'm going to do? Even though it's maybe not the best thing, is I would like to get, let's say you were working on the right-hand side track, so you're going to work on this track. All right, so that we'll get these done. I want to get built over to, you know what, we can't get the train in there. Oh, no, yeah, no, we can't get the train in there unless we can get a track that goes this other way. Yeah, we really need to get a track in this way, don't we? Either that or we're just going to have to wait till we can afford... Yeah, you know what? I think I changed my mind that quickly. I think we're just going to wait till we can afford to buy these. We haven't even really built them yet. Oh, you know what? We don't have a road to this, do we? No. Yeah, that's a bit awkward. But we're going to need to be able to get a bus in there. So before we forget when next week comes. You know what? And let me... It's a little awkward. Because we will have to get buses and other trucks and such in there. And we might have... Yeah, we didn't block. We can get power lines in and out of there. There we go. So I'll get him working on that. And then we can get... Just so when we start up next week, maybe we can get him starting on these things. Yeah, you might as well help. All right, guys. Well, it's 5 o'clock. Let's go check and see if our oil should be happening. Look at that. Hey, we got it all done. So we got a firehouse over here. We got all this constructed, which really wasn't too bad a time. I mean, I know it was, well, 3 hours in theory. Yeah, at least 3 hours, because we did start on it last week. And now we have this extra supply depot worth of trucks, which is good. I mean, it's not like we won't use them in the future. And then, yeah, so we're done the construction over here for now. And then it's just, now let's just take a quick look maybe at our pollution. And let's see if it changes at the beginning of next episode. But that's really not too bad as far as this town's going at this point. So now what does that do for our oil over here? Yep, see, we have oil. So let's up the number of workers. What was that? I hit that 4 times. So was it 60? For now, let's just double them. Sound fair? And that should cut down on the unemployed that we have here too at that point as well. There we go. All right, so I think I'm going to pause it. We don't have much money, but that's good because that means our money's working for us, right? If you got a lot of money, that just means you're not building stuff with your money. Now, you don't want to go to zero, of course. There's some kind of a bit of a balancing act. It's a little lower than I'd like to see it at this point. To give you an idea, as far as the pricing, and I'd like to look at this one, the money that started out at 400 to buy steel is now at 1,500. So it's almost, the money is worth 1/4 of what you started with, right? If you have to buy things, you're only going to buy 1/4 of the things that you started out with. But at the same time, when you sell it, you get 4 times as much. Does that make sense? But you really don't get 4 times as much because it's all just inflation. And if you don't know how inflation works 100%, there's plenty of good YouTube things and whole entire college courses on the economy. Oh, good. We're building this bridge. Yeah, this guy I think is on. Yeah, he could probably. You know what we should do is just let's get him auto searching. Yeah, we have a playground that we didn't build. Why didn't we build the playground? Where is this playground? I still don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, let's get this guy helping with the playground. Or oh, he is doing the playground. But he doesn't have anything. Let's get this guy helping with the playground. There you go. What else is he doing? The Nodton factory connection. Oh. Yeah, suspend that. I don't know if we'll ever use that factory connection to here at this point. Not until we get, I mean, the only thing we're doing here, maybe we could bring food into here. If we wanted to stage food closer, might be, you know, as we ramp things up. So then we might build that. But until then. Yeah, so that means, well, it means we really want to get the trains coming in here probably too, doesn't it? Because now that we have a lot more oil coming in, I really don't know that I want to ramp up all those trucks necessarily. Well, that's another thing. Let's just. I know it's 5. It's after 5. I need to take a break. Enough solid talking for 3 hours. Yeah, we can. Why don't we assign these things, just so that way when we come back, they're ready to go next week, and then I don't forget to assign them. Good. Let me know. Do you guys have any last? Yeah, launch. Yeah, we will. In the beginning of the next episode, we might as well launch the cisterns in the meantime. And then I think we'll have to, let me know your guys' opinion, but we can talk about the priority of steel versus getting an oil tanker. Now, we're nowhere near being able to actually purchase a train. I think it's a bit of a fantasy to think we could afford a train at this point. Let's see. If we bought the cheapest diesel locomotive, it's going to be $320,000. And then let's just say we had to go to get the tankers, 57, or so you're talking. I'd rather get the bigger ones. I think. I don't know why. Maybe we could get the little ones, 24 tons, 47. So, yeah, these are. I don't know. I don't know if there's better to get this smaller ones, but if we got the bigger ones and we got say 5 or 6 of them, that's probably like 700,000 plus another 300. You're talking about $1 million for a train at this point. So we'll see. But so in other words, I guess there's not the massive rush to get this done. But then it doesn't matter what we get done first. And we're kind of close to getting this steel going. And then we have to build the fuel for the steel. And then we can get this going next week, right? Because we got the bulldozer and the excavator. So we can get our tracks going that way. But yeah, so I think you're definitely right, Antonio. Fire up the cisterns. At least all the ones we have, we should probably get working on driving up there. I don't know how many more we want to build. I think we'd be better off saving up the bucks. How much do cisterns cost these days? If we had to buy a new one. Oil tank. Yeah, that's even funny that they call it an oil tank, right? And we would call it an oil tanker. Then they call it a cistern. But anyway, they're not too much. We would want to get the KMZs, I guess, at this point. 30 grand. I mean, if we get enough of these to make a difference, 10 of them would be 300 grand. I kind of think we'd be better off just saving up for the train at that point. But let me know your opinions. It's, all part of the fun of it, right? Balancing out. Message retracted. Sure. Did you retract your message? Well, they're still building this tiny bit of road between the river bridge. No buses. Yeah. Okay. So well, I can't assign that anyway. But I would be. These guys do have buses, by the way. So these are the ones that are auto searching, and they have buses, and so they should find this. Let's see if we. Yeah, they'll find it. Why are we not having? Why did you not find that? I just was all proud of you. Oh, because it's a bridge. Is a bridge considered a building? I don't know. Anyway, he's now assigned to this road, which is good. So maybe you were right. Well, but it's this. I think you mean this, right? Yeah. We'll get these beginning of next week. We'll get these guys on the road. We'll get an idea of the, how we're doing with all of that. But it's good. At least we got that going. We'll be, like as you said, more prosperous at that point. And then we get the trains going. But we still have a lot of work on getting the trains. We haven't even designed this up this way. So, cool. Well, let me know what you guys think. Do you have any last minute suggestions or comments? Get them in now because I will be saying goodbye extremely shortly. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for coming yet another Saturday. It's been enjoyable for me. How's our farm doing? Well, we've got quite a few. Oh, wait, we don't have all the stuff in here, do we? Yeah, we need, if we're going to do 3, 4, 5, we need another covered hall and another. Yeah, I don't really necessarily want to spend the money just this second, but we could ramp the corn up further, or is it even necessary, though? No, it's not really necessary. Never mind. Yeah, thank you, Out the Rails. I appreciate you being here. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, as I said. Yeah. All right. Well, let me say goodbye. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And again, thanks for coming. And I will talk to you the next time. Take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.